Hello guys, Zueljin here and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft vanilla server. You gotta excuse me guys, I'm going up this ladder again. Once again up this long ladder, and I'm really getting tired of the climb. Not that that should bother you guys. Like, the ladder climb is something that, well, let's just say we need to graduate from it. The height of the castle is still great. I mean, I really love the height of this castle, and I like the way it looks on top of the mountain. I haven't done a whole bunch except for some resource gathering and collecting since we last left off, but I did lose my sword and I did lose my diamond axe. Now I just made my way to the experience farm, and we just did an update to the server, and for some reason the experience isn't flowing like it's supposed to. The pigmen mechanics still work the same way, but I didn't get much experience while I was there. So instead of worrying about that today, what I think I want to do is start on an elevator project. Now, my good friend WoolyCreeper that I used to play on Hypermine with had an awesome SMP elevator, and these are some of the materials that I'm going to be using to make it. I am a little short on slime blocks, so I do want to go get some of those, but the furnaces are immovable blocks and the diorite is some building blocks. Everything aside from that is going to be redstone torches, which I think I neglected to make, and redstone repeaters, so let's just make those right quick. But yeah, it's a slime block elevator and it uses a minecart, and all of those things put together make a really neat and fast elevator design, and I'd like to try to do some of that today, if not get the whole thing done. I should be able to get the whole thing done. So let me just make some torches right here. I used a lot of resources as it is to get the materials that I already have in this chest, outside of, you know, like the diorite and stuff, but I am a little short on diorite too, so I may pull a little bit. But I was thinking, Asuma said he had found some quad slime chunks, so I do happen to have a very neat sword that I can use for getting slime blocks, and I think I'm gonna go out today and try to get some of those items. So let me head to the nether guys, and I'll meet you there. Alright, so here we are in the nether, and I believe at the top of this ladder I saw the sign to head toward the slime chunks, the quad slime chunks, as Asuma called it, and I've never really been there. Now I know DMAC had a slime form, but I'm not sure how close to finished he is, so I think I'm just gonna go this way. The quad slime chunks looks like it's this way. What does this say? Quad slime chunks, so I suppose it's that way. It shouldn't be that bad. So I don't know how exactly this is set up. It might just be random. It might just be a bunch of slime spawning in one spot when it turns nighttime. I'm not really sure what to expect. So let's see. It looks as though okay, there's a minecart that heads out here. There's also plenty of diorite. You know what that means. If this is the spot where slimes spawn, which it does look like this is gonna be the spot, I'm definitely gonna have some fun here. I get to mine out some diorite, maybe we'll replace it with some cobblestone, and do a little bit of slime forming. So I'm gonna get started with this, you guys, and I'll be back in a sec. Well, you guys, it looks like the quad slime chunks are working out pretty darn good. Look at the slimes that I've been able to accumulate. This has just been in a few minutes, actually. I did a little bit of diorite mining in the caves, but the slimes weren't spawning since I had went down a little bit, so I just came back and I sat down for a little while, and there's a bunch of slimes here. So I already have like 39 slime balls. Let's see how many I get from killing these guys. I honestly, for the slimes, I have just about enough slime blocks to do the elevator, I think. It's really hard to estimate exactly what I'll need without counting floor height and stuff like that. And honestly, I don't really know where my starting point's gonna be yet, so that's gonna involve a little bit of planning. But I think that this round of slimes that I get, I should be able to go back, have enough for the sticky pistons, and even some extra slime blocks if I need. I don't need a whole bunch of slime blocks, but it does in fact take 9 to make 1. So I kind of was under the impression that it took 4, and I had to double check myself. It goes back to Suma's thing saying that I'm a professional Minecrafter. I guess we all are in that respect. We're just a bunch of derps that like to play the game and and like to have fun on video with it. But anyway, I think that this is going to be a good start to what I need for the rest of the slime elevator. And I guess what I'll do is collect a few more of these things, then head back to base and start planning a little bit to see where we go from there. Not bad, almost 2 stacks. Stay tuned guys, I'll be back. Alright you guys, so to make this work, I think I need to plan this elevator out to where I can go all the way from the top and the bottom. And I think this would be the best place. It's just gonna come out up front. Maybe we can connect the castle with a little lobby, or maybe it'll just be an open top elevator. I'm not too sure how it's gonna work, but what I'll need to do is go straight up from here. Now, the dimensions of the elevator, as far as Wooly's design go, or this dimension right here, it's actually 2 by 4. Now there are slime blocks that are involved, so naturally they can't be touching other things. So I think maybe I'll have to do it another width like this, although I'm not too sure, because the slime blocks are going to be pushing up against numerous blocks. I don't know if they'll move them, or I don't know if they'll refuse to move, so that's not something I'm familiar with right offhand. I'll have to experiment, but at any rate, I do need to dig out quite a large portion of this, so I'm gonna get started with that. I'm gonna go all the way up top and just dig down until we have the space that we need. Alright you guys, I just finished tearing down the ladder for the majority of the hole that I dug, and this should encompass the design for the elevator. Now let me go ahead and knock out these blocks here because I definitely won't need them. I'm starting to hear some zombies too. I hope that's not a telltale sign of what's to come. I hope this isn't hard to do. Okay, so let's replace this with diorite right quick, and then we should be ready to roll. And the only reason I'm doing diorite is just, it's not any practical application, it's just for the aesthetic. Okay, so now I can turn all of this to diorite. And I should be able to, that little part in the ladder down there is not gonna matter much. Let me go ahead and dump these flint. Okay. So I know the design is relatively simple. It starts out with 8 blocks just like this, and what I'll do is I'll just knock this out and turn that in. That way we don't have to go any further. And it's 8 blocks just like this, and then you have to start with a sticky piston here, actually facing up, and then you have to start out with a block here. You put a repeater on here at 2 ticks, I believe, that way. And then you have a block here. And then there's a little pattern that takes place. Now, I'm not real familiar with this design, and I am using a tutorial from my buddy WoolyCreeper. I'm going to leave this in the description as well. I know I'm going to need redstone here as well, and I think I'm going to need an immovable block right here. And I'm going to use furnaces for this, just because it's easier. I don't know if I want them faced this way, but I think if I worry about facing too much, I'll drive myself bananas. Let's see. I'll try to face them outward like this. There we go. So that's an immovable block, and we should be good to go. Now let me check out the rest of the pattern, you guys. Alright, so this is the part that it gets kind of tricky. I'm starting to use these immovable blocks on either side, and then I loaded up some redstone. Let's see if I can show you. Right, oh, no, I can't show you like that. This would be much easier and creative, but I loaded up some redstone here and also here, and that repeater that I showed you last clip was on 2 ticks, is right below there, facing this away. So now I have to come up with diorite blocks, or any type, the building blocks at least, and we need to go 3 here, and then 4 on these. It's going to be a pain working with this, I think. 4 on these, just like that. And now we need to make like a little torch tower, I want to say. So right here, we're going to need to place a block, and then on the back side a block, and then another block here, I want to say. I think that's how it goes. And let's see, I'll need to place a redstone torch underneath here, just like that, one just like this, and on top of here, redstone. I think, yeah, that's exactly how I need it to be, I'm pretty sure. Okay, on to the next part. Alright guys, so I'm fairly certain that I had to redo a few things that I did on camera, but I just want to summarize it because I'm about to go into a repeatable pattern that is going to be all off camera just to show you. So right here instead of having the torch facing outward and this torch at the bottom, I did it just the opposite, because I noticed when I placed these couple of immovable blocks and the new slime block, what ended up happening was the pistons fired and they stayed fired. So it wasn't inverted correctly, I guess you could say. Also added a button here and some more immovable blocks with a slime block and some more redstone. So like I said, you'll have to resort to the tutorial if you'd like to see exactly how I do it. From this point on, I'm just going to go into a repeatable pattern and stretch it up to the top floor. Alright you guys, so I repeated that pattern a number of times. It took me quite a long time to do it, but all in all, I think I got everything accurate. And I just made the descent circuit is what Wooly calls it. Basically, it's just two pistons with that redstone block behind it, and I put a button on top. So when you hit this button, what happens is it just retracts so that it can it'll bring the cart back down. So what I need to do now is set a cart just like so, and I believe if I hit this, it'll go all the way down. So there is my descent, and there's a slime block at the bottom, so it should land perfect. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and tear down all this dirt, and then we will try out the elevator. I'm not expecting this to work. I know I may have messed up somewhere, but we'll give it a shot. So I'm at the bottom level here, and it looks like I'm definitely going to need to add some sort of stairway to get on here because the cart height is not exactly right. But it came out all right on top, which is amazing because I did not plan this out with blocks. But I should just be able to jump in this minecart and hit the button, and I should be able to extend all the way up to the top. If I didn't miss any redstone, there shouldn't be any problem. And there we go, the cart lands safely, and I should just be able to hit this button to release the cart. I'll go all the way down where the slime is, and if my calculations are correct, I should not take any damage. Oh, that is so perfect. I love this. So now there's really some aesthetic treatment that I'm going to need, because all of this outside, I know it's kind of hard to see right now, but all of this outside is, let's see, let me get out the cart here, and all of this outside is open. So the rest of the, I guess, the mountain needs to come up some, or I could do a nice diorite wall on the outside, which I think may be the best thing, because I can do maybe some window and stuff, and it'll kind of look like a portion of the castle is coming out of the mountain. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it down below and get a little bit of diorite going, and I should be back in just a couple minutes, guys. Alright you guys, so I set up some windows up and down here, but I decided I'm going to border it with nether brick. So the border is going to be, it's going to be very heavy nether brick now from the looks of it, but I think that the outside, well, the inserts right here for the diorite will look good, and then I'm actually going to put a polished diorite pillar on the outside of that far wall. So I think it's going to look real good. For the most part, the elevator still works, and I did a little bit of work up top. Let me show you how that comes out. Should be almost there. Yeah, almost there. So I thought I was going to do like the little almost like the little spires that I did earlier, and I think it's gonna work out pretty good. I think on this side I need to do the same thing and go down with the nether brick, and then outside of here I'm gonna do polished diorite. So I'll finish this up and I'll show you guys how that comes out. Alright you guys, we should be all finished except for the very bottom. I went ahead and finished the entire length of the window, and I'll put myself an access down here so that I can actually get the ladder to go and work on the redstone if I ever need to. And we don't have the cord up here, but the cool thing about this design is that it doesn't matter. At the bottom you have slime, so you could just hold space and then you come right back up here. Now unfortunately the cord kind of messes up every once in a while, but that's going to be an easy fix once we get an immovable block right here, which I happen to bring some. So let's see, if I take away this birch and just take 3 obsidian blocks, I should be fine. I'll throw some nether brick stairs on here just to be able to get up and down in a relatively easy manner. And I guess right here too, let me get this out the way, just like so. Actually, we're on the half slab, huh? We didn't even need that. Okay, I'll just put them upside down anyway. So now we can go right inside just like that, and it'll be cool. I'll place this, and I don't know if I should just place diorite right here. I guess so, because it shouldn't interfere with anything. Let's go ahead and place this torch elsewhere. Like right here is good. I also want to place one right there. And then we'll close this up with diorite. Let's see. I don't think I need that one, just in case. And I'll just close this up with diorite like so. Alright. And yeah, that should work out just fine. So now I can get on here. Granted, if I would have the actual rail with me. Let's see, I do have the rail in the court. Let me see if I can place it from down here. This will be a little challenging, I suppose. Let's get the button out the way for now. And let's put a block and a court and the mine court. And then we'll break this block. And the mine court should sit good. And then I can place some slabs right here. And oh no, that'll actually mess with the no, I won't be able to do it with slabs. Well, I don't know how I'll be able to move that actually. That's a good question. At any rate, it shouldn't matter. Let me move this out the way. Now I should just be able to access this regularly. And let's go take a look at the outside too. I do want to get on top here so my view is a little bit better. Let's grab some dirt. And there you have it. There's the tower. I think I might have to put some trim up top because it does look a little bland and it's hard to see, but I'm gonna try to get my camera account whitelisted for you guys so y'all can see a little bit better. But that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. I hope y'all like the elevator design. I'm gonna go ahead and link that tutorial down below in the description so you guys can see what's going on, and hopefully you can use this in your builds as well. So thanks again to WoolyCreeper, and thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Let me get this button. Uh-oh, what did I do? Did I mess something up? Yeah, I sure did. I put the button on the wrong side. Button. How hard can you dirt? Here we go, you guys. Thanks again so much for watching, you guys. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Bye.